Welcome back to the February update video for the Carlson family. I'm super excited to give you guys all that happened this month. I mean, it was crazy. It just was so action-packed. It was thing after thing after thing, and that's exactly what we were hoping for, praying for heading into this month. And so I can't wait to give you guys the update to those things, as well as updates to some prayer requests that we had at the end of last month. So stay tuned. At the end of last month, I specifically asked you guys to be praying for the mission trip that we had to Chile, that was already set up and scheduled, and that went well. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about that here in a couple minutes. And I also asked you guys to pray for the hearts of the people here in Paraguay, and I could tell some people were praying because, man, I have some awesome testimonies from right here in Paraguay as well. So to start off with some of the things that happened this month, I'm just going to get right into some of the testimonies because there is a ton to get to. But before we even got to our mission trips, we had some very amazing things happen to start out the month. It was literally the first day of the month, the first Sunday. After we were done with church, we were getting a boat ride back to the house. And on our boat ride back to the house, I started talking to our Uber driver or boat driver about his salvation. And he wasn't sure about his salvation. He ended up getting it settled right there. And I believe he got saved. And right afterwards, he started asking me all sorts of questions about how to live right, him and his girlfriend and all sorts of stuff. And so we got into a ton of different discussions. We were just sitting in his car. We probably were sitting there for, I don't know, an hour and a half. You know, I'm following up with him. Hopefully he'll come to church at some point. And that's what we're praying for. So that's definitely something that I would ask you guys to keep in your prayers, to pray for him. That week, we had a conference that we were invited to by a missionary here. So we attended that, and it was an amazing conference, a lot of great preaching on some very direct things close to home. I know for us, we got to take a lot away from it. And I want to thank Brother Carlos Miranda for putting on the conference. It was definitely a blessing to be there and to learn, get to fellowship in Spanish and get to have some conversations with other people and just get encouraged. So that was a blessing. That Saturday, we went out soul winning as we always do. We were walking down the backside of this road that I had never been down before and ran across a man named Matias. And Matias was super humble. He was willing to talk. We were talking for a while. And after he got saved, it was kind of I keep saying it's kind of like an Acts 8 moment, Acts 8:36, where he was just like, where there was a pool there, and it was like, hey, here's water. What doth hinder me to be baptized? And hey, you believe? Now the next step is go ahead and get baptized. And we have water right there. What doth hinder you? And so right there, we went ahead and we baptized him as well. We went out soul winning, and it was a hot day too. I really was pushing myself to go, but I'm glad we did because we got to see Matias get saved and baptized same day. After that, the next day, so this would have been the 8th of February, I got a message from my sending pastor, Pastor Patrick Boyle, back in the U.S., and he said, hey, we have a missions trip here in 2 weeks, as you know, to Nicaragua. We're short Spanish speakers. Would you and Lauren be willing to go? We'll pay for your tickets. That was a huge blessing, but it was also kind of like, you know, even though we were busy, we had a lot of things going on, we knew that if he reached out to us, obviously there was a need, and so if we can fill a need, then we want to fill it. And so that's what we did. So it was the 16th through the 20th was the trip. But getting on this trip was no easy task. I mean, we had to get to the airport the Sunday night before because there's no bolt at 3 in the morning, which is when we would have had to get a bolt if we came from Guarambaré. So I was like, we just got to get down to Asuncion. We'll stay in a 24/7 gas station overnight, and then got to the airport early in the morning on that Monday. Well, we get there early on Monday, and I'm told by the people there that we can't fly because we don't have our yellow fever vaccine cards with us. Man, it was like, come on, seriously? We tried to figure out what can we do to still make this work, and they said there's nothing we can do today, but we can extend it to tomorrow. If you can go and get the paperwork that's necessary to prove all these things, then you'll be good to go. And I actually did get my yellow fever back in 2019 to go to Uganda. And so when I got it then, it's lifetime. So I got there and everything was taken care of. So we got on the plane the next day. We got out to Nicaragua. Immediately that next day, that Wednesday, it was like God wanted us there for a reason. We could tell. And there was this family of 5 women. It was a daughter, 2 aunts, a mom, and a grandma. And so it was all of them. And then the daughter had a couple kids as well. So an adult child, mom, grandma, and then her 2 aunts. And so all 5 of them ended up getting saved. It was her first, and then I asked her, I was like, hey, I saw other family members. Do you think they would want to hear this message? And they did. They accepted Christ as well. So that was a huge blessing to be able to see that. And then right after that, the next day again, I mean, it was like this whole trip was action-packed. This whole month was action-packed. The next day, we were preaching in a school. From what I've heard, is pretty communist, but when we were there, we didn't really have any issue preaching the gospel. I mean, we would preach to security officers, police officers, and there was no problem. I think it might be slightly overblown, but you know, who knows? That's just my observation from being there 4 days. I was able to preach the whole gospel in Spanish to a group of kids, and that was a huge blessing. But the kids are always super excited to see people come and give them the gospel, whether it's there, Paraguay, or I know our church has gone to Guyana as well when they go there preaching the schools. I mean, it's a blessing anywhere we go, but it was really cool to be able to be there and see that early Saturday morning. I want to say it was like 6 a.m. or something like that on Saturday. And then we get back to the house, get a good nap because we didn't really sleep at all, and then get ready to go back out, go soul winning. Obviously, you can't miss that on Saturdays, and so we went out soul winning. The next day we had church, and then the next day we were leaving again to go to Chile. And so Chile was also a really good trip. Obviously, as we got there, first day was planned to go out to the mountains and see the beautiful nature. I mean, it was just, you could see the water was perfect. The mountains were surrounding the waters. I mean, it was amazing. It was beautiful. And we really enjoyed our time there. We went to church at Iglesia Bautista Antioquia, which is Antioch Baptist Church. It's so cool. Anywhere in the world that you go, you see people that are serving the Lord, going soul winning, going to church, midweek I mean, it's cool that wherever you go in the world, doesn't matter if they're nationals, if they're sent from America or Mexico, they're doing the work of the Lord. And it just kind of shows that we all have the same master and the same mission. And then the next day we got to go out soul winning with them. One of the men in the church that I was with, he's from Venezuela, and he was able to lead a lady to the Lord. Her name is Lorena, which is kind of interesting because that's what Lauren says her name is in Spanish, because many people don't understand Lauren. That was also pretty cool getting to see that. Paraguay, whether it was Chile, whether it was Nicaragua, we were seeing the Lord work everywhere. We were seeing the Lord direct our path. And I hope that you guys can keep praying for us, because as we finish out this next month, as we go out throughout this next month, this will be our last full month here in March to give the gospel, to preach, to do all these things here in Paraguay before we come back and share the mission with you guys. And I tell you what, I'm so excited to come back and share the mission because there's just so much here. There's so much opportunity. I mean, we were talking about some things that are like dreams, like, man, this would be so cool if we can get this here in Paraguay. There is a lot in this vision, and I'm telling you, I don't know what all we'll be able to do. I don't know how much. I mean, there's some lofty ambitions that I have, but I want to share them with you guys. I want to tell you guys about them, and that way you guys can be praying for us. But please pray that over this next month or so that we'd get some clarity on some things, that we'd get some a clear vision to be able to present with the different churches that we're going to go and talk to. But I'd be more than happy to go to more churches as well. If you are a church that is looking to take on a missionary who's doing the work and not just saying that they'll do the work, but actually is already doing the work, I'd be more than happy to come and visit your guys' church, even if it's not to be taken on as missionary, just to encourage your church or youth group or whatever, and try to help everybody for the Lord. And so that's my heart, that's my heart's desire. But God bless, guys. Thank you. Please keep praying for us, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.